Alright, looking pretty bullish here. So obviously we left these equal highs here in NQ. So that's something we could look for. And then other than that, we have this low resistance liquidity here, right? Basically trend line liquidity. And this leads up to this fair value gap here. And especially off this momentum, fairly confident that we should get this push at least to here. This is a 15-second chart. Oh, you're just really not getting any pullbacks here. Straight ripper. So if I was looking for a long here, guys, I would definitely want to wait for at least a reach back in a discount. This setup is not worth entering any earlier than if we get a push back in the discount. Whoop, there we go. Now the one thing I don't really like about this setup is that we didn't really take internal. So on this accumulation leg here, like we did take this internal right here, right? However, I would have liked it to also take this from the previous leg, right? Previous leg comes down, takes this, and then comes back up, and that would have given me a lot more confidence. But at least it did take this internal right here, so people that maybe longed within here got stopped out. But for now, just need to wait for at least a push back into discount. This is an order block here. Alright, there's a wick down back in a discount. Wow. And instantly moves up 8 points off of it. Look at that. 15-second chart is crazy. That's a pretty bullish wick here. Wow, there it goes. That's crazy. All it did was get a tap off discount. Took highs again. Is there news right now that I'm just missing out on? FOMC member speak colder. No red folder news, so I'm not entirely sure why we're moving so much. Just yellow folder news, but yeah. Look at that, that's crazy. I mean, still bullish overall, right? We only took this liquidity. We closed above this 5-minute FEG. This, we're still above this. We still have this liquidity to take, this to take, right? So overall, to me, this still looks bullish. In fact, let's even get our trading, let's get our paper trade set up here for the stream. Cool. Yeah, pretty bullish here, guys. Let's see if there's any entry we can look at here. I really like how we're holding this larger for value gap here. It's pretty strong. Just gonna turn this off for now. It's a little confusing. That looks a little better. There we go. I like how we're bouncing off the 50, showing that it's just trying to get back into equilibrium. I wouldn't mind one last knife down to take this low, and then we come push up higher again. There we go. See how we react to this. What I really want to see is at least I want us to continue to close above this 5-minute gap, and then if we do get below it, we need to bounce hard off of this order block. And just for the sake of the video, we're going to take a long, I think. Or actually, let's do the smart thing and wait for this 30-second to inverse before we take our long. That'll give us confidence that we're going to continue higher. We could take it now, especially after seeing us get this nice reaction, but the smart thing is to wait. So right now just waiting for this 30 seconds to inverse, and then we're going to take a long. And this is why I don't long too early, guys. Wait for this IFEG. Here we go. Let's see if we get the close above here. We're a little high here, so let me see if we can get it to come down a little bit. There we go. So this is the entry, stop and go right below that 30-second FEG. And then we can target these highs, or even this bottom of this fair value gap. And look at it go. Instantly taking off. So we can take our first take profit trim here. This will be like a 12-point trim, not bad. So we can go ahead and take off. Pretty confident in this trade, so I think we're only going to do a sell order for 2 here. Here we go. Let me sit and wait. Now I really would want this FEG to hold here. In order to continue bullish order flow, this needs to hold, or else we're going to get into some chop. Like it's just going to be ugly if this doesn't hold, I think. Some time distortion, I think, is going to occur if we don't hold this. This is still a 30-second chart, by the way. So on the 1 minute, pretty much the same story. Right? So this is the, I know it's really confusing, I think, but this is the FEG here. This is that 30-second FEG. And this 30-second FEG is pretty much the exact same as this 1-minute FEG. It's just a little smaller than the 1. And you can see the 1-minute FEG, it perfectly tapped into the midpoint of the FEG and then getting that pop off of it. So that's pretty nice. So right now I'm going to want this full take profit, I think, or we're going to go for all the way up here. And then we're going to trim 2 here. We'll take another 1 off of here. Another 1 off of at the top of this FEG in case it just wants to fill it. And then we're going to hold the last mini for full take profit at the very high. And once this internal hits, we should not come back down to retest this FEG. We shouldn't come back down really to retest any of it down here. So once this internal hits, stock can go to break even. And if we get stopped at break even, most likely we're going to get chop or a flipping order flow or something like that. What's up, Tom? Oops. So I can go ahead and mark a couple of these. This is just a 1-minute FEG. This is an inversion here. And this is just a 1-minute FEG. Alright, so we have not yet taken internal here. We took this one, but still bullish here, and I don't want to put stops to break even yet on this kind of a trade. So here, really want to see this 1-minute FEG react, or at least we can go at least until this 30-second. We can leave this as a 30-second FEG, give it a little more room. Okay, getting a second, third bounce off of this FEG here. Ideally, this is the one that really sends us. Also, keeping a close eye, guys, on ES. Alright, so when we take some major liquidity on ES, if we're not quite there in NQ, we might take a trim as well. Like if we take out this previous day high on ES, but we don't take it on NQ, that would be an area for a trim or an exit rather than waiting for NQ to do it. Yet another tap into this FEG here. What is the, hold on. Hold on. What is the purpose of the big candle to the right? Yeah, that's a good question. Is a power of three daily candle. So the purpose of this candle, it shows me midnight open. Right? It shows me midnight open, which is right here, and then it shows me to the wick of this high and the wick of the low. So like, if for example you're trading, yeah, if for example you're trading like New York Open or something, or London or whatever, and let's say you have a bearish bias for the day. If you have a bearish bias for the day and you're trading New York Open, you want to enter your trade between the midnight open and New York Asia high, or not New York, London Asia high. So between here and here, in this wick, you want to find a setup for your short. So that way, when this flips, you're catching that big body of the candle and you entered in the wick, right? That makes sense. So it's really good for that. Also, sometimes in some sessions, you'll see that price is attracted to New York Open to rebalance price, especially on choppier days and things like this, or on major rip in the knife days or knife in the rip days. You'll see this as a magnet sometimes. So I like to have it as that to kind of give me additional targets sometimes when it's not clear which liquidity we're targeting. So things like that. So if there's like for example, if I was trading YM here and I was pretty certain that we were attracted to a high, and I see this liquidity is resting here, and then we have midnight open here, I could just put my target to this, feeling pretty confident that we're going to run to midnight open, which also happens to coincide with this liquidity. So that's kind of how I use these candles. So really just getting choppy off of this 30-second FVG here. Still bullish, right? Definitely order flow is bullish here. There's nothing bearish about this yet, right? We have this 1 minute gap we bounced off of. We have this IFVG in the 30-second FVG, 5 minute IFVG, low resistance liquidity that we're still targeting to go higher. So I mean, yeah, everything still says we should get a reach up into this 219 area for at least maybe a turtle soup. Likely we'll look to fill this gap, right? Yeah, and then hopefully we just continue to run for equal highs. Big wick here. This could be very good if we get a nice strong close on this candle. We don't want to see it come back down, but this is fine as long. Right, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. It's a very accurate statement. That's why you need to let your trades have a little bit of room to breathe, right? Even this, I think, was maybe a little too close of our stop loss, but it worked out. Yeah, pretty bullish here. I'm pretty certain we're gonna run up now. It's just a really choppy day, though. That's kind of what we're getting. I'd like to see an immediate rebalance here. just not leave a gap. Okay, well, PT1 smashed, stops can go to break even here, right? So stops are at break even, and then that will stay like that, and now we can just delete that and look for the next price target to hit. And that's pretty much it. Is a nice, beautiful, strong move. So now I want to see us hold this here, right? Ideally, we hold this FVG, continue the bullish order flow, right? How do I don't know. If you put, I don't know how paper trading works on this shit. If you put your stop at break even, how do I drag it? Whatever. I can just do it manually, it's fine. We have 3 stops, right? Move the stop to right about there. It's probably fine. Trail the stop. This would be very clean if we just take off from right here and we just leave an IOFD here. Just a little tiny tap. However, likely it's going to dive deeper, but you don't know for sure here. Let's take another 30-second. Alright. Pretty much here. Might get stopped out on the rest of this trade. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm going to leave this as a 1 minute then, if we're going to hold it on the body. Now the one thing I'm not liking very much is this volume balance that it might want to re-tap into. So I'm going to put my stop loss under this volume balance actually. Just in case it wants to tap into this. I do want to leave it that room, plus our break-even stops are already in. So we can allow for this risk without risking anything actually. It's just free risk still. What's up, Desi? So I'm going to mark this as our volume imbalance. 1 minute. It's actually a 30-second, so I'm just going to mark it as a volume imbalance and call it good. Alright. There we go. Still not the cleanest price action, right? Didn't quite get a perfect bounce off this 1 minute. Still might not even, but really want at least this tie to hit. This is kind of a big bias, or yeah, large bias for me, is getting this to hit. And then if this hits, we're probably going to tap into this gap. And once we get to this gap, that's kind of when my mind goes, anything can really happen. But I really want to see bullish order flow continue, at least until we get into this area up here. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. "30-second gap here. Really want to see that hold as well. We're getting to a time zone where we should see, yep, some big up candles come in. Really should see some big, large candles come in here. There we go. There it is. Looking very strong here, guys. See here in the 5-minute chart, that's the gap we're looking at. Also 15-minute chart, kind of started a little lower, right? And we tapped into the 15-minute chart gap and dumped once. 5-minute chart, the gap's a little higher, so now that we're coming back up to it, I think now we might be targeting this 5-minute gap. That's kind of the thought process going through here. Off of this nice pushback, should be pretty certain. I am pretty certain that we're going for this high. We did already take equal highs here on ES, which is a reason in itself to scale. However, it does look like NQ wants a little more here. So we're going to put this to here, because this is only 2 or 3 points. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth risking it dumping after failing just for 2 or 3 points, right? You got to be smart. You got to be smart with your fills, with your exits. It's really never worth. It's never worth making another 2 or 3 points, really, to get to that next target. If you have 2 targets and they're within 2 or 3 points, take your lower target, because there's been quite a few times where you'll see price just fake you out, even just like this right here. I mean, just gotta wait this out. If we get our stop loss hit, it is what it is, right? We already took profits, partials. If this does fail, I'm like 99% sure it's because we already took equal highs on ES. That's going to be why this fails, if this fails here, if we dump. Still watching 30-second volume balance here. This is kind of the last straw for me, which is why we have the stop where it is. Would be a bummer if we just wick back down really quickly into this FEG and then come back, but we need to keep this risk where it is. How's it going, Jackson? If you guys have any questions on any of this, just let me know. So, I mean, 1 minute FVG is still pretty much holding, right? I mean, within a few ticks, not every single time you trade it's going to be perfect, so a closure below on a few ticks, especially on big candles like this, like, you have to just adhere to that. And then this is really big here to see how this bearish FVG reacts. Yeah, this is not what we wanted to see. If we get a strong reaction down, and this isn't treated as a speed bump, but it's treated as a PD, right, to send us lower, this could signal a shift to bearish order flow, and then you might get a move back lower down to like these lows down here. Yeah, gonna leave the stop where it is because that's a free trade, but this is not what you want to be seeing. This volume balance 1 minute FEG is going to be pretty important here. Yeah, these equal highs up here, man. Just sweeping this and then creating a lot of struggle for NQ to come higher. Let's see, was this also an SMT? 1 minute. Here. No. Here. Wow, we are all over the place with SMTs today, aren't we? Alright, 1 minute still holding for now. We'll see. Here we go, guys. This 1 minute FEG held. Let's see. 200th times the charm, right? This is the importance, guys, of just creating your trade plan and just executing. And then moving stops to where you think it's safe / break even once you first take profit. And then just living with the results, right? Like still, even to this point, we have our take profit, we have our stop loss in place, we have some strong PD rates to hold us up, and now, if it comes, takes our stop, it is what it is, next trade. If it bounces off, moves to the high, we get our take profit, that's great as well. But at this point, you just can't be emotional, you just have to live with the results, and continue to compound your trades over time. Focus on the process. It's all a process. It's a little annoying here that we have ES. Look how well ES is holding. Look, even YM pumping as well, and NQ is just kind of dicking around here,
At this point, not much to say. ES took highs again, reaching for this high up here. Hoping NQ follows suit. It's a little reassuring because while this does leave room for an SMT, we swept this equal highs and then we actually got to push higher, which kind of shows that we're still bullish even after taking equal highs. So I think we're in good hands for this to take at least this high here. Let's see here. Getting really close here, guys. And right back down. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is some brutal price action, not gonna lie.
NQ is not being nice today, at least in the PM session. One point away. That's kind of brutal. Still bullish overall, guys, right? Bullish order flow still. Staying disciplined. Now, if you took this trade just because I said I'm getting in it here, you got some learning to do. You got some work to do because you should never be entering trades just because I am posting it on my screen. This needs to follow your trade plan. This needs to follow your system, etc., 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 etc. You're never going to be profitable just following someone else's executions, and that's just the reality of it. This is all just education. Hopefully you see why I took this and you can maybe create a trade plan based off of why I took this. Something like that. I actually have a question. If I play music, can you guys hear it? Hold on.
I don't hear anything. I know. Hold on. Not yet.
How about now? Can you hear anything now? I don't want to get copyrighted by playing music.
Otherwise, I play it for everyone. You do hear it. Shit. Alright. Never mind then.
I don't really know how Streamlabs works with music, and I don't really know the copyright rules with YouTube, so... Do you guys know the copyright rules with YouTube? Am I allowed to play Spotify? Probably not, right? Alright, NQ knifing here. Not looking great after ES took the second high. We'll keep watching though. Really, I don't have to do anything yet. Like, I don't have to do anything right now. This entire trade right now is done. Right? That's kind of the mindset you have to have is, I've set everything to where it's at. This trade already happened. It's just in the future, right? Whatever happened, happens. This is already done. I'm just waiting for the actual executions. But whatever has happened is already done. Whatever's going to happen is already made up. So I can't help whatever the chart's showing right now. I know some Twitch numbers with streamers. Yeah, maybe for like publishing, but this is a live, so I don't really know how it works for live. You know what I mean? I don't want to get copyright striked or anything like that. But it would be nice to have some music going in the background. Maybe I can YouTube like copyright free music and we can at least get music on YouTube going here. Hold on. Copyright free music. Would be something. Just some beats maybe, something like that.
Hey Meta, take a photo.
Hold on. We are just about to take this TP1 maybe. There it goes, guys. 4 hours later, and we hit take profit 1. Huge. Or take profit 2, sorry. Take profit 1 was down here. We also just barely wicked into the gap, did we? We just wicked below it, so we have two more minis. Yep, 2 more. So now next take profit. I'm actually gonna move this because of how price action is to mean threshold. All right. So middle is the next take profit, and then after that we go for highs, and we try to hold it for the rest of the day and see what happens. And that's pretty much it. That's the extent of this trade. Yeah. So I have like I'm showing you paper account, but I'm moving my actual accounts around right now and trading those. I don't want to ever execute my live accounts, but I'll show you the paper trades, and then you can follow along at least. There we go. So not the cleanest price action, but we stuck to the plan. We executed well, and now we're just seeing how much profit we can get. Just trying to milk this trade out. Oops. Probably gonna take profits if ES takes this high, maybe. I don't really like the idea of trying to hold for NQ if ES takes the high this early. I don't know. We'll see. Did you hear ETF Live yet? No, they finally messaged me saying basically that it's coming. That they finally onboarded a new broker, etc., etc., etc. Now I'm just waiting for them to give me my account. Basically, I have to pay the live market data fees Also waiting for them to give me a breakdown of my profits because they're supposed to add profits from my evals that I had bought already. I had multiple fund evals that were passed and ready to be funded that I was just waiting in case I either blew an account or something, and I could just instantly fund a new account, whatever. So I had multiple of those accounts. I bought a bunch of 100K fast track accounts for reserves because they were on a discount or something. So they're supposed to add those costs into my live account balance, which I don't think they did, because my live account basically is sitting at just under 20K that they're going to give me. And I think when I added it up, plus all the other costs and fees, it should have been quite a bit more. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. So I'm waiting for them to send me a breakdown. Alright, ES took the high, guys. This is a really good place to scale. We're out 3 to the 4. Or, sorry, we're out 4 to the 5. So we're pretty much all out of this trade, meaning this was a perfect execution on getting out right as ES takes the highs. And now we're just waiting and seeing, can we get a move up to these highs? If not, it's still a great trade. How do I see like profits for the day? Does it show you on this? I really don't know how to use paper trading on account history. Oh, here we go. So this is today here. So very solid profits so far, right? 25 points, 20 points, and then this is like 2 minis at like 12 points, I think, right? So this just goes to show what happens when you can hold your runners, right? This 1 mini gave us more profit than these 2 from our first trade, or first exit, first take profit. So letting these things run, putting stops at break even, really can maximize those profits. All right, back to look at this, perfectly wicking off of the top of that 15-minute FVG or 5-minute FVG, right? So yeah. Alright, can you guys hear these? This music? Hello? Can you guys hear this? Alright. Do you guys like it, or should I just keep it with no music at all? I feel like a little bit of something in the background is kind of nice, just to, so it's not just pitch silent when I'm not speaking. Is it too loud? It's nice, I agree. Alright, cool. Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. I can flip it higher or lower. But look how good these scales were, guys. Like, I was pretty confident we were going to get to this 15. Pretty confident we were going to fill it. Or sorry, 5 FVG, 5-minute FVG. Also, the fact that we take out these highs right as we get to this high here is not a coincidence, right? So you got to think about it like that. I'm actually going to move stops to here now because we have this FVG here. If we get a close under this, we might sweep a low maybe and come back up, but seeing as how this is reacting, I'm not loving how this is going. So I'm gonna put the stop to right. What did I put? I wanted that like here, 208.75. Right, that gives us plenty of room in case we bounce off this FVG and move higher. And then what's cool is once we get above this 5-minute FVG, if we get above it and this slips to an inversion, I'll put a manual stop loss on a close below. If we get above it and then close back below again, then that'll also be a manual stop out, and we can just secure profits. Alright, I'm reading the comments to this music and everyone's saying that their stream got copyrighted, so I'm gonna stop playing this right now and try to find a different one maybe. Let's see what the comments say with this one. No. Alright, I think this one might work. Or maybe not. Alright, cool, I think this one works. Alright, looks like we're gonna get stopped. There it is. Wow, that was like a perfect trade. Even with all the chop, we held through it. Stuck to the plan, didn't get shaked out, right? The scales were beautiful, right? 11 points, 20, 25, stopped out for 10 points, right? Overall, I think that's about as perfect as you're going to get it there. And now, seeing as how this is going, price action looks pretty bearish. Looks like we're flipping into some bearish order flow here. Just going to delete those. We took out all the low resistance liquidity that I was talking about earlier. Bias off this, bias off this, off this. Now we're seeing exactly kind of the opposite, which means we actually might be getting a bearish setup in the next hour or so. So let's take a quick. I'm not gonna instantly enter any trades or anything like that. What do you guys think about that trade overall in terms of analysis, execution? Did anyone else take it? What do you guys think? Anyone? Nothing. Okay. And that's a great stop hit right there, right before this knife candle. I mean, PA's been choppy and kind of slow and a little ugly, but overall, it's been pretty clean in terms of reacting to PD rays, taking liquidity, showing when order flow's flipping, things like that. Like this was big right here. Because when it bounces here and we go up higher and then we fail to hold it and it closes this aggressively under it, retap dump, right? And using the bias of this plus this, right? It's pretty obvious, honestly. So, pretty bearish now, guys, obviously, right? Where are we bearish to? Thinking minimum here, and we've relative equal lows down here as well. Holy crap, look at that. 15-point knife. Might go down to low a day. Wow, that was fast. Holy shit, that was fast. That's PT1 hit already. Anyways, we do have LRLR here on ES. Main TP, I think, would be these equal lows. Is looking really obvious to me. Right? Buy side of the curve. Now we're looking at the sell side of the curve. It's really aggressive. So there's really not much of an entry here unless you got in off of this right here that I was kind of talking about. But unless you got in up there, this is more difficult because we already took this low. And it is possible that we bounce off this FEG and we just go higher. Possible, but unlikely. I still think we're going to at least go for these lows down here, which just might do it immediately right now. Wow. Holy shit. Is anyone short there? That would be pretty sick. Be pretty cool. Someone short. And there it is.
All right, that was one of the fastest tape reads I've ever had. We were long from, where was it? This IFEG here. So, like, we got in like 99 or something. Took a good 45 minutes for our TP to hit. And then in, 10 minutes, it dumps back down for even a bigger move. That's just how trading works sometimes. You get in the trade, make money on the long, hard way. The long, hard way, and then the short comes, and in flipping 2 minutes, you could have made double. And now, I don't even know what the bias is, in all honesty. I'm still bearish. Still bearish, but we just took some major liquidity, major equal lows. So we took equal highs, FEG, balance, equal lows. So now this is like search and destroy type shit, and I want to stay away. So honestly, that's gonna do it for me. After that, after those lows got taken, I'm not confident in any side right now. Overall, pretty good stream that we caught that nice long. Good tape reading, pretty accurate, I think. Do you guys have any questions before I head out? I mean, I could stay on for longer, but I mean, after taking these liquidities, it's honestly just gonna be a lot of sitting around and calling just like bad shit. That's not gonna work, because when you see this happen, we take out major liquidity. Usually we get time distortion, and standard PD arrays start to fail. You start to get false IFEGs, things like that. So yeah, it's just not worth staying on. But if you have any questions for me, this is kind of last chance. Do you have a bias for the rest of the week? I'm bearish. I'd want to say bearish. Tomorrow's a big day. So we had this hourly, right, from, whoops, no, it's a 15-minute, isn't it? Shit, why did I do that? 15-minute, wait, what? Oh, I'm still on NQ. I'm on this for some reason. Shit. Okay, hold on. Monday 17th. I hate contract changes. So far, it's just so annoying. Alright, so we have this. Alright, and they perfectly tapped 4 standard deviations pretty much and bounced off of it. And now we're getting this sell off. Also, if you look at the daily chart, I'm looking for a weekly profile to sell because of how much upside we've had. So if you look at a weekly profile, you have, like, for example, this week, this is the Monday is the bullish day. We get this push down, and then Friday we come back up. So this is just, there's many different weekly profiles, but this is just one of them. So that's what I'm looking for here. Monday, yesterday, was the up. Today, we create the top and maybe come down a little bit. I want to see, hopefully we close a little red. If not, that's not a big deal, but just kind of around this area. And then Wednesday we sell off, Thursday we sell off, and then Friday we sell off a little bit and then come back up again, create that wick. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Tomorrow will tell us if that's an accurate bias. If we don't sell off tomorrow, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen the rest of the week. And then we'll have to play it by ear. But I want to see a sell-off tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not going to force a trade. It's going to still have to be within my trade setup, right? So, like,
I would want to see maybe Asia open lower, London takes out Asian high, and then New York continuation down. Something like that would be kind of ideal. So that's my bias the rest of the week as of right now. That can change depending on price action tomorrow, but that's all I got for the rest of the week. Any other questions? Markets are closed tomorrow. Yeah, they are for Juneteenth, but I still think futures markets are open now. That's actually a good point. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. I'm not entirely sure how weekly profile will work without trading day tomorrow. I still think futures markets are open for part of the day. I need to check on that, but probably gonna take tomorrow off and see Thursday if we get the sell off then, and then we just delay it one more day. But yeah, other than that, we'll play it by ear. If we need to, we can just use smaller PD arrays to take trades. So it's not going to be the be all end all. But yeah, I'll probably see you guys Thursday then. I'll probably go live Thursday and see you then.